Well, hello there. I just wanted to make this quick little video to let you know that the snake's moving. It's paused right now, but the snake's moving. It seems to be working today because I logged on and like they were immediately moving around. So I do kind of think that it might have been glitched because I've been on the game for a little bit and it's literally never stopped moving. Like it's just been moving around quite a bit. So I kind of wanted to take this time to sort of like look at the different animations that the Titanoboa has, as well as there's a few other things that I want to show you too, like a couple things I didn't get to when we were looking at the update last time. So the movements are really nice. I think that the movements they did a really good job with those. I love the way that it looks when it's moving around, and it still does spend a lot of time just kind of like sitting around, just acting like a normal snake, which is something that I'm happy about. A lot of modern day snakes do that very same thing. They just kind of like hang around. I even put in like a heat lamp that it could kind of hang out in. It's kind of been going up here and all that. I want to see it go onto the logs because I know that is something it can do. This one, however, has not moved. One solution is that you leave the area and then you come back and then you can kind of see if it's moving then. Where'd it go? Where the heck did it go? Where's the snake? Where is it? What happened to our snake? What? 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 Is it has to be like under. No? Ooh, oh, it is. Oh, okay. Geez, I could not see that. Wow. Okay. So yeah, the Titanoboa can go underground as well by the looks of it. That is certainly interesting, and you can lose the animal too. I love the fact that a lot of these animals are like they do have the ability to go underground. What is my hair doing? Not important for the video. I need to focus. I didn't get the chance to talk too much about the Titanoboa because it just wasn't moving around a lot. Oh, look at that. Look at this one. I put in this little cave for it to hang out in. And yeah, you get some really cool shots like this where it's just like, yeah, it's in the cave. It's especially cool when you walk up to it and you're just like looking in. It really does feel like a real exhibit. We're gonna look like I'm gonna keep an eye on the Titanoboas and hopefully they'll go onto their onto this stuff. In fact, I'll give this one some driftwood for it to potentially climb on. In the meantime, I want us to talk about this. This is also something that you can do. You can remove the walls of your vivarium for some of the creatures, like, well, probably for most of the creatures, like the arboreal creatures, for example, the more flying focused creatures, you're able to do that, for example. And I haven't tested it for the rest of them, so I'll probably do that after this. Um, let's put some Archaeopteryx in there because we didn't, since, they were already in the game, we didn't take a look at them. Oh, look at that. Look at those colors. That's cool. Did they change that? I can't remember what coloration the females had beforehand. Either way, the Archaeopteryx does look very good in the game. And I could place them in here, and look at that. And then it's kind of like they're outdoors, basically. Like, this kind of reminds me of a few exhibits that I've seen in the past, like at the Audubon Zoo, for example, where like the parrots or the parakeets are outside. It seems like they're pretty much outside. They have like free reign, but they kind of like stick to the same area. We can also change this up to make it look a little bit more naturalistic as well. Like, let's say if I wanted to get like some like replace these with like realistic looking trees, some driftwood, of course, hammock, all kinds of stuff, and you can like build a nice little exhibit around this. You could probably even make like a sort of a bird walk type of thing. I know that you were able to like remove the cages beforehand, and I like you. Looks like, yeah, you got some blue on your tail fan. Do the other ones have that? Hmm. Archaeopteryx is a cool dinosaur. It's kind of like sometimes called like a transitional fossil because a lot like Tiktaalik is because it's got traits of like both non-avian dinosaurs and avian dinosaurs. So it kind of feels like it's a little bit of a transitional fossil in between like the non-bird dinosaurs and the bird dinosaurs. We actually do know part of its color, and it's like this sort of matte black coloration that you can see on its wing. But we only know that in one spot, that being on the wing. Look how it's hopping around like a bird too. Isn't that cool? Now, okay, I'm going to test out to see if I can remove the walls on all of the Bavarian. Well, How crazy would it be if I could do it to this one? I obviously I doubt it, but I want to test this. Let's see. Null, right? That's the front. Null. Yeah, you just have to, and then like you have to put the roof to null. Oh my gosh. Wow, it works. So I assume what you can do with this, like one of the best ways that you can use this is if you did this. Perhaps. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I'd have to actually I don't know how. Oh, there we go. It does have four. That is Is there a way I can make this look nice, I wonder? Like, let's say, you know, when in doubt, you resort to rocks. That's my motto. What if I surrounded this with rocks? Could I make like a nice little pond for like Tiktaalik or Diploculus to be in? Because that would be sick. I think that it looks like I can. It looks like I can. Like, I can make something that looks pretty nice. See, this is why I love Prehistoric Kingdom, is that you do have the freedom of choice. You can make your own decisions that could potentially be unique. You look at this, and I kind of like the way that it's turning out, too. Even though this is just, like, quickly thrown together. Oopsie! See, that's really not that bad as, like, a little bit of a pond that, you know, your guests can simply just look into. It's kind of like a koi fish pond, you know? So then let's put a Diploculus in there. Let's see how that turns out. Like, let's just get one Diploculus and then let's put it in here. How's that look? Do I see it swimming? I can hear it. I can hear it moving around. I want to see it from the surface first. Where are you, Diplo? Why can't I find you? You guys understand why I didn't ever want to be a singer? I can't find it though. Let's see. Maybe if that looks cool though. What's cool about that is that if you're like walking by and you look into this, it's like, oh yeah, there's something in the water. You could potentially see it on the land over there. I like that. I like that a lot. But there it is. There it is. Okay. So you can see it from the surface. Maybe if you had like more of an elevated platform up here, like, let's say, for example, one thing I have in mind is if you can maybe raise this up a little bit, just a smidge, just a little bit, and sort kind of like that, I guess. Try to make it as, I mean, okay, if you have more time, try to make it as level with, then you could just look into this and you could potentially see the Diploculus walking around or swimming around. Can't see it now though. Where'd it go? One thing that you probably are at the risk of, oh, there it is. So yeah, you could probably put even more Diploculus in there, honestly, just to fill it up a little bit. In fact, I'm going to try that. I'm going to fill this up with a few more Diploculuses. This is Mojo, Rosie, Dino, and Claire. Okay, put them in here. And that kind of fills it up a little bit. Is it a little bit easier to spot one? Akira, how about I put some extra decorations, like a lounging platform. That way a Diploculus would be a little bit more incentivized to go up there. Put in like another stump or something. There's one. See, I think I was just mentioning this earlier. I don't know if I actually finished my thought, but you do run the risk of them kind of like clipping into the rocks, I'm sure. But at the very least, sometimes they'll be swimming on the outside like this. Geez, I put so many in here. Where are they? There's another one. Tiktaalik might also be, like, this might be a little bit too large for Diploculus. Tiktaalik is a bit larger too, so maybe it would be a better option. There's one on the land. How does that look from the outside, I wonder? It's just like, I'm a visitor looking into this exhibit. Do I see anything? Yes, I see something on the land. There it is. A little beautiful Tiktaalik or Diploculus. I don't know. It's really cool. The fact that you even have that option is very nice. The same also goes for like the more terrestrial animals. Like, let's say, how about I removed the stuff on here? Hopefully I can. I assume I can. I think if they allow you to do it for the aquatic creatures, then of course you can do it for, there we go. And then what I can do, right, is move this. And then we can put it closer into the ground. Kind of, even on here, I reckon. Probably more so like this. And then I guess you can also use my rock method. You know, you can place a lot of rocks. In fact, I'll do that real quick. Actually, a better thing to do would be to switch it around like so. That way this side is facing you. right? Kind of like that. You put it in like that. And then you can, again, use either my rock method or you can even use like a fence method. Like, actually, let's see how it looks with a fence. Let's change it up a little bit. Like, let's say these types of fences right here. You decide to put them around here. And there we go. Like, say if you're not a big fan of the vivarium system, like you don't want your animals behind glass, you do have this option. Do I see any? I hear them. Where are they? I hear them. Are they all underground? Oh, there's one over there. See, and you could completely surround this with that fence. Let me do that. Except slope's too high, so that's something you'd probably have to worry about. But you know, there's probably some options. Again, you can always use the rock method, or you could probably build your own fences. Maybe you can even make it go underground right here, put some glass right here, or some mesh, and then you can look underground and see the amazing little fella that seems to be frozen right now. I'm sure it has something to do with how I kind of like moved everything around. But some of them are moving. Some of them are certainly moving. Seriously, the possibilities are seemingly endless. Are there any snakes on the logs? Just kind of hanging out right here. Where's the other one? Are you still underground? Still underground, huh? That's some very cool stuff, though. And I'm not going to have any of my animals get sick, but here's like what the quarantine zone looks like. That's where, like, if an animal's really sick, they'll take it back there to, you know, quarantine it and all that. And I'm sure you can build around it and, you know, do whatever you want. Let's speed things up a little bit here. Let's go on to a little bit of a time lapse and let's see if we can get a snake on the thing. And it must be underground this time. What about you? Still underground? I think everybody's underground. Okay, so we'll move again. I seriously really like the way that that looks, though. Like, it's cool that you get that option. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got it. We got it. Sweet. Here it is. Oh, look at that. It was yawning, but I think it was yawning. That might be the thumbnail right there, honestly. That's awesome, though. I like that it can go onto that. I like that. Is seriously so cool, especially such an enormous snake like Titanoboa. Those Argentinosaurus in the distance too. This is a messy looking park, I'll tell you that. I will tell you that, but this is still very, very cool. What's the other one doing, by the way? What are you doing? It must be on, oh, there you are. Okay. It's interesting how it's a big snake, but sometimes I can't like point it out right away. Okay, so yeah, those are some of the things that you can do that I didn't take a look at last time because last time was already a long video. If you want to do this, you can so choose. If you look at that, we have 3 Diploculuses on the surface right here. Isn't that so cool? Isn't it so cool that you could do that? We're probably going to be playing a lot of Prehistoric Kingdom in the future. In fact, I think starting 2026, we might be starting an actual build series where we're just like building a park, you know, because I've never actually taken the time to dedicate building an actual park in Prehistoric Kingdom. Obviously, I've done it in Evolution 3 with like the Mesozoic Media Park, but I think we're kind of long overdue with doing it in Prehistoric Kingdom because I seriously love this game. They always do such amazing things. And the fact that I can make things like this, like that is just so cool, you know? So I'm going to end the video right here. Obviously, today is Christmas Eve. So happy Christmas Eve, or Merry Christmas Eve, rather. Tomorrow is Christmas. So Merry Christmas to all of you who celebrate. Happy holidays. And yeah, I will see y'all later.